Crashing from the skies in a beam of radiant light, this beetle-looking behemoth will use its flashy attacks to protect itself from slayers. So today, we'll be learning how to take on Valomyr and its radiant abilities in this week's Behemoth Breakdown. Before we start the hunt, let's go over some things you may want to know. Valomyr isn't very mobile, so it relies heavily on its teleport abilities to move around the area, and what it lacks in mobility, this behemoth's powerful defensive attacks will easily make up for it. But that strong defense also has a weakness. If you stun, stagger, or break parts off of Valomyr, this will cause all of its currently active attacks to disappear. On top of that, the behemoth has both an Aether Charge and an Enraged state. Its Aether Charge state, the behemoth will summon orbs and lasers that will surround Valomyr. This move is interruptible and will remove any active orbs and lasers. As for its Enraged state, Valomyr will create a radiant dome around its body and surround itself with radiant orbs and drones. Unless you are absolutely confident in your dodging abilities, try not to get trapped inside the dome. If you need to escape the dome, quickly attack the dome to break free, but be careful not to get up against it since the beams outside can hit you. If you happen to have Koshai's Lantern, you can use its hold ability to escape outside. When outside of the dome, you can either break the dome or wait until the radiant shell shatters after it leaves its enraged state. And for those who choose to attack the shell, first destroy the two nearest drones just to make things a little easier. And also watch out for the orbs because they will eventually spread to the outside and potentially hit you. Another thing to know is its unique and colorful crystals that will spawn when Valomyr releases its radiant orbs, each one giving a special temporary buff. Red will increase your damage for the next 3 hits, green will slowly heal you over a short time, and purple will make you immune to its attacks. And for additional information, you can use the purple crystal special buff to clear most of the orbs surrounding Valomyr, making it easy for you and your party to engage the behemoth. And last, here is a list of all the materials you can acquire when hunting this behemoth. Moving on, here are the attacks you will encounter as you take on this behemoth. Spawning drones either in front or around the behemoth, these deadly turrets will fire radiant beams at the players. To make things harder, there will be various patterns that Valomyr can use to mix things up. This includes a row of drones in front of the behemoth that can target slayers, a row above Valomyr that will fire down at an angle in the direction where the behemoth is facing, a group of drones that will spin in place around the behemoth which can be used either with or without its enraged state, and finally have drones surround above the behemoth firing lasers that will spiral in place. To make things a little easier, I suggest destroying these pesky drones, but in the event you are unable to do so, either jump over the lasers, dodge through them, or use Valomyr's body as a shield. As lights are released from Valomyr's body, radiant orbs will spawn in orbit around the behemoth. These will eventually spread outwards, giving you more space to engage the beast inside the ring. Just be careful not to get hit by these orbs or they will shred you to pieces. If you don't feel confident enough to enter the ring, stay back and let the behemoth come to you, which will force it to leave its circle. In most situations, green and red crystals will spawn during this move, but in the off chance Valomyr decides to increase the volume of orbs, purple crystals will appear to help counteract this attack. The same goes when it enters its Aether Charge state as well, in which the balls of light will slowly move around in multiple directions as beams rain down from above. Gathering energy, Valomyr will release a huge blast of radiant light in front of it. This move is usually used when the player is at a distance. Thanks to the long windup, this attack is fairly easy to avoid, so long as you keep moving. A very common move to see, Valomyr will use this to keep its distance or to close in on the player. This can deal damage, so back off before the Behemoth takes off into the sky. If needed, you can determine where the Behemoth will materialize if you use the camera reset feature, which will snap in the direction where the Behemoth will appear next. You can also figure out the direction by listening to the sounds that the radiant light emits. Charging up, Valomyr will unleash radiant blasts from various parts of its body, such as its head, legs, and tail. The time window to dodge is pretty generous, so get ready to dodge shortly after the charged body part makes contact with the ground. The sounds that are given off during this charge can also be a good alternative to determine when to dodge. If you're going to take on the heroic version of this Behemoth, drones will have increased health, and the frequency of Valomyr using a higher volume of orbs will also increase, so expect to see purple crystals to appear more often. Valomyr's drones in its Aether charge state will now focus on the player instead of spiraling. If you had any trouble taking on this Behemoth, hopefully all the information I have given you will aid you in your next Valomyr encounter. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in Dauntless.